Hey guys, I'm Fancy, and this is Murder by Design. And today I'm kicking off a brand new show called True Crime The Headlines. So, what we're planning on doing with this is making a weekly show on Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be discussing the true crime happenings of the week. So, I hope you keep tuning in each week. And if you happen to see something throughout the week that you want us to cover here on the headlines, drop us an email at goodwivesdish@gmail.com. And you might get a shout out and possibly a prize on us. So, but with no further ado, let's get into the true crime events that happened this week. There's some really interesting things this week for sure. The first case is kind of an odd one. Two people died this past Sunday in what they're calling a suicide attempt. Now, only one of them actually attempted suicide. Taylor Kale was standing on a street in San Diego when she was struck by a man that had jumped off a parking garage nearby. Taylor did not know the man that fell on her. In fact, she was on a date at the time, and the date was not injured. Can you imagine that being what happens on your date? Like you're on a date with a person and a guy falls out of the sky and kills your girl. How crazy is that? Like that's just wow. So surveillance footage reportedly showed Kale and her date briefly eating and drinking at a place called Basic Bar and Pizza. And then moments before the deadly incident, the pair, they were walking down J Street and they crossed over to the 400 block of 10th Avenue. And according to KNSD, the surveillance video also showed two people walking behind the couple at the time of the deadly incident. And these people were supposedly filming and they stopped, presumably in shock, and then rushed to her aid. And authorities have not identified the man who jumped, but they report he was in his 20s or 30s. And I guess that's the true definition of innocently standing by. So I've got my own innocently standing by story. Obviously, I didn't die, so that's good. But so when I first moved to Phoenix, and excuse my mess in the background, I still have not gotten moved into my new studio. It just arrived on Wednesday and I'm super excited about it. If you didn't see, you need to go check out my regular page, the Francesca Maselli page, because I posted pictures of it. It's so cute. Anyway, so my innocently standing by story was when we first moved to Phoenix. I was in my early 20s. I had 3 kids with me, everything. And my husband and I had gone down to this Walmart. And so we went into the Walmart and we did our shopping. We came out and there were these people running out of the Walmart. One of them had a gun in his hand, and officers were running after him. It was crazy. And I'm just standing there, like, watching all this go down. And my husband, like, grabbed me by the arm and, like, yanked me into down the aisle to get to our car. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, I don't know. I'm just standing here watching this happen. He goes, "Yeah. Do you know how innocent bystanders get killed? By innocently standing by. Get your ass in the car." So I got in the car and we left and everything. And I've always thought of that every single time anything happens. I'm like, oh my God, we got to get away from this, because that's how innocent bystanders get killed, innocently standing by. So, and this poor girl, I mean, she's just on a date and then some guy falls out of a freaking ceiling, out of the sky. Crazy is that? I've never in my life. Poor girl. I feel so bad for their families. And this poor guy, he's going to be traumatized forever. The date, like, oh, Lord of mercy. So the next one is about a 32-year-old woman named Jessica, and I don't even know how to say her last name. It's Beauuvais. And she basically mowed down a police officer. And she is a podcaster. So apparently, she mowed down 43-year-old Anastasios Tsakos. Oh God, what these names? He was just standing there next to his patrol car, and he was directing traffic around what was another fatal crash on the Long Island Expressway. And the force of the hit knocked him out, his boots off, tossed him 30 to 40 feet in the air and 100 feet further down the road. And one of his legs was severed. So he's been on the police force, the New York police force, for 14 years. He's got 2 children. And the podcaster, basically told police she was on her way home from a studio where she recorded a podcast, a Facebook live stream that saw her drinking shots. She confessed to smoking marijuana and drinking wine and tequila during the broadcast. Prosecutors said her blood alcohol level was 0.15, which is nearly double the legal limit. So on Wednesday, a grand jury charged. Oh, I'm sorry. That's that case. Like, I can't even believe it. Like, it's just like a weird case. Like, she just yelled out, I guess. Apparently people said she yelled at F the police and like mowed down this police officer. Like, I have no idea what would go through this person's head. Like, what is going on in this world right now? Our world is topsy-turvy, guys. I don't know. I am every day. I think I wake up more astounded by what is happening, but I'm not surprised by any of it. I'm just astounded that this is where we are. Okay. So you're gonna have to go back and listen, but it was a podcaster named Jessica Beauvais, Beauvais. I don't know what podcast she does, but she basically yelled out F the police and mowed down this poor police officer. Thankfully, he's not dead, but he lost his leg. Like, this is just terrible. So the next one I'm going to talk about is a case that we've been following from the beginning. We haven't talked a lot about it just because it's a sensitive topic, but I really do want to cover it today. So a federal grand jury, she's totally nuts, totally freaking nuts. Anyway, so a federal grand jury charged 3 men on Wednesday with federal hate crimes in connection with the 2020 death of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. Southern District of Georgia grand jury handed down the indictment against Travis McMichael, his father Gregory McMichael, and William Rhodey Bryan. The new charges stemmed from threats of force to intimidate and interfere with Arbery's right to use a public street because of his race, according to the U.S. Justice Department. Travis and Gregory McMichael are facing additional charges of using, carrying, and brandishing a firearm. And then a quote from the Justice Department: as Arbery was running on a public street in the Satilla Shores neighborhood of Brunswick, Georgia, Travis and Gregory McMichael armed themselves with firearms, got into a truck, and chased Arbery through the public streets of the neighborhood while yelling at him, using their truck to cut off his route and threatening him with firearms. So earlier this year, the judge ruled that enough probable cause existed to uphold murder charges against all 3 suspects. There was video recorded by Bryan in February 2020, allegedly showing the McMichaels chasing Arbery for several minutes around the Satilla Shores neighborhood in Brunswick. And the McMichaels suspected that Arbery was responsible for, this string of break-ins, but they had no proof. They just decided that, oh, he's a black guy in our neighborhood and he must be the one. And this kid did nothing. So then they got out of their truck. They basically blocked him into this house. They got this brand house that was being developed, and they got out of their truck armed with a shotgun. A scuffle broke out, and Travis ended up shooting Arbery 3 times. So Arbery, unarmed, died at the scene. So it's just such a sad case. And I really do hope that these 3 men are tried and prosecuted to the fullest extent. This was just a heinous crime, absolutely heinous. So this is a case that the next case here is something that I've actually thought about for a very long time, is this college hazing. And, we see it all the time, but nobody admits that it actually happens. They don't. They always say that, oh, it's not, oh, we don't do that anymore. But it does. It happens. We had the soy sauce stuff going on. We had all these different things. And a child ended up giving his life this last week because of a hazing incident. So Ohio prosecutors announced Thursday that 8 people had been indicted on a variety of charges related to the death of a 20-year-old Bowling Green State University student after a fraternity hazing incident. So, and Crime Online's been reporting on this. Stone Foltz attended the March 4th off-campus Pi Kappa Alpha event that allegedly involved a drinking ritual, according to his mother, Sherry. And other students reportedly dropped him off at his apartment shortly before midnight that night. And he was found there by friends who called 911. And he was pronounced dead on March 7th. And this is very serious. Like, now 8 of these kids, are now, they're facing they're facing charges. Let's see. 6 of the 8 face third-degree involuntary manslaughter charges, with one 20-year-old Jacob Kryn, Foltz's fraternity big brother, is charged with first-degree involuntary manslaughter, reckless homicide, and felonious assault. Kryn is also charged with hazing, failure to comply with underage alcohol laws, and obstructing official business, according to WTOL. All 8 face charges of hazing and failure to comply with underage alcohol laws. Those are the only charges against 21-year-old Benjamin Boyers, and Wood County prosecutor Paul Dobson said that those misdemeanor counts against him would be dismissed for now. Aaron Lehan, 21, was charged with tampering with evidence and obstructing official business, in addition to the hazing and failure to comply counts. So, I mean, this is another story that does not need to be happening. Like, why are we doing this? Yes, I understand brotherhood and phasing. I get it. I understand the concept of it, but it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I get, some fun, jokingly crazy stuff to get into this fraternity or whatever, but I don't understand why we have to do this. Like, what is it that we're doing over bonding like this? Like, how is this, I get it. Everyone has to go through it to get in, blah, blah, blah. It's an elite community, but this is wrong. This is wrong, and it has been a problem that has gone on over and over and over again. You know what? I don't give a flying fadoodle about Lori Loughlin, is that her name, and her daughter, and all of them getting in, using whatever their clout to get in. I don't care about that. Whatever. That was totally strange. I don't know what happened, but it just switched to my other camera. So whatever, that's fine, I guess. Anyway, I just think that this is something that needs to be stopped. I don't care about what is going on with the college admissions crap. You know what? If it hadn't been them, it would have been some other rich parent. And it's not what people are making that out to be. But this concerns me. Children dying because they're trying to get into a fraternity needs to stop. This is crazy. And now one of the large stories, I have 2 big stories that I'm going to end this with today, but one of the large stories was TLC dropped Duggar. Washington County Jail records says that Duggar, 33, was arrested by U.S. Marshals, but don't say what charge he may be facing. He was arrested by federal agents and is being held without bond in Arkansas. Now, many people are saying that this is a sexual assault case, but it has not been announced yet. TLC, they dropped 19 kids and counting in 2015 after Josh had admitted to inappropriately touching his younger sisters when he was a teenager, and there were reveals that he had used an Ashley Madison account on a social site created for people who wanted to cheat on their spouses. And Crime Online previously reported about that. Duggar also lost his post as executive director of the Conservative Family Research Council, a lobbying organization that champions marriage and family. TMZ reported that Homeland Security agents visited the Arkansas car dealership where Duggar worked in late 2019 as part of a federal probe. Duggar denied he was under investigation at the time, and it was never clear what the probe was about. Newsweek said he is expected in court on Friday, so he's expected in court on today. So I mean, this and Christina, our Christina has covered this Duggar case before. So if you have not watched her little tidbit on this, you should totally go check it out over on Murder by Design. Just find the playlist that's the True Crime Tidbits, and it should be in there. But this has been a case that keeps happening and popping back up, guys, over and over and over again. What do you think about this? Do you think that it's like some sort of repressed thing from whatever happened with what they do with their religion? Do you think it's just that the guy is just a sex fiend? What do you think? Because I don't know. I don't know. I think it has something to do with the way that they were raised. I think that they were raised with too many rules and things that kept them from being able to do things. And so I think that made them turn in towards themselves and do things that they wouldn't maybe have done if they had had more of a normal traditional childhood. But anyway, now here's the big one. And this one is a huge one for us. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Delphi here. Okay. And just so you guys know, we are hosting an event and I'm really excited about this event. So it's on May 29th. So just in a couple weeks here. And we will be doing it's a 6-hour event, guys. Now you don't have to be there for the whole thing. I mean, obviously if you get the tickets, you'll be able to come in and go whatever you want, but, it's a 6-hour event. We're going to do the first hour is going to be the Good Wives, and all of us will be there. We'll be talking a lot about our Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. We've got some new updates that we're going to be sharing that will be exclusively shared first in the event. So you guys are going to want to, if you're a Gypsy Blanchard case fan, then you're definitely going to want to attend this event because it's going to be huge. And we'll also be announcing a huge development with that case and something that we're doing and we're really excited about. Then the second part is going to be our friend Todd Matthews, who was the former director of NAMUS and the owner of the Doe Network, is going to come on, and he is actually going to bring all the evidence on a 180-year-old case, the Lady of Harrodsburg. And this happened right here in Kentucky. Apparently, he's been petitioning to exhume the body to even see if the body is in the grave. It's a crazy story, and he's going to bring it, and he's going to bring all the evidence, everything he has, and he's going to present that all, and you guys are going to get to participate with him and us in, asking questions and viewing the evidence and seeing if you have some suggestions as to something that they maybe overlooked, or maybe they should try, or maybe you have information yourself and you don't even know it. So we're going to talk about that case. And then in the final third part of our event, we're going to be partnering with Crime Door. And I don't know if you've checked out this app yet, but it is incredible, guys. It is a 360 interactive app that allows you to look at a crime scene. And one of the biggest ones that they've done so far is the Delphi door. So we are actually going to have the founders of Crime Door on with us, and they are going to walk you through your experience of looking at that crime door, the Delphi door. Super cool, very interesting. And then we will be wrapping up by talking with some special guests about Delphi. And we're really, really excited about this. So, and we're going to be partnering with Crime Door on a variety of different things, guys. So you're going to want to be checking out what we're doing. But if you want to get tickets to that, let me get you the details. Hold on. I got to grab the thingy. But it's fairly inexpensive, guys. We wanted to make sure that you guys could come and do this. It's all virtual. So if you don't have to be anywhere specific to be in it, to participate. And there's a variety of different ways for you to buy your tickets. One of them, one of them is getting, you can get your own, you'll get a shirt. Another one is a brand new, we're introducing our own line of products, guys. So we're going to have our own line of several different things. One of those is going to be a bottle of wine. And when purchasing the bottle of wine, 2 people have already purchased tickets. I did not know that. Yay! So basically, if you buy the bottle of wine or you buy your ticket, then you get a bottle of wine or a t-shirt. And you can choose whichever one you want to do. And there's even an option for both. You can get a ticket. You can get the ticket, the wine, and the bottle of the shirt. Sorry, the wine, the bottle, and the shirt. So there's that option as well. But let me go ahead and get you the link. Sorry, I'm just pulling it up here. I was really excited to see that a couple of people have bought tickets already. I did not know that, so I'm really, really, really excited. Okay, hold on. Tickets. Let me get it for you. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to get it. Okay, I'm just going to give you the online event page. Let's see here. Let me go publish your event. I have view on Eventbrite. Here we go. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. It's taking a second. I totally didn't even think about having this ready for you guys. But here it is. Okay, so here is the event link for you guys. It's also on Facebook. We have it on our by proxy page. We have it on our Good Wives page, so you can find it on there, or you can even just search cocktails and criminals and it'll come up. It's an immersive event. It's all online, like I said, so you don't have to be there. You can either buy a bottle of wine or you can buy the t-shirt to get in. Yeah, and if you do so before May 15th, then you will get a 20% off code for any other future merchandise that you want to buy for the event. And we've got lots of cute shirts and stuff to go with it, guys. It's so adorable. We even have one that says, like, I opened the Delphi door. So it's really great. We're really, really excited about this. I cannot wait to be there with you guys and do this on May 29th. So come and see us. Check that out. If you're wanting to buy a bottle of wine, you're going to have to wait until I think May 3rd or May 4th, we'll have that portion up, but you can at least go check it out and bookmark it so that you can come back and get your bottle of wine and get entrance to the event. It's going to be amazing, guys. And each time we do one of these, we're going to try and grow it bigger and bigger. So you're definitely going to want to check them out. Like I said, very reasonably priced. It's $40. 38 of that is, you get a bottle of wine or a t-shirt, so you get something really great for your money, plus the entrance to the event. And then at the event, you'll have to pay like $2 to do the crime door for the Delphi door. No big deal. And we actually are going to have them on the founders on a preview on our Facebook page coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So be looking out for that. But anyway, let me get back to this last case. And the reason I did this is because it's a Delphi related incident. So TMZ reported that, I'm sorry. That's back with that. Okay. Sorry. An Indiana man arrested earlier this month on attempted murder and related charges has landed on the radar of authorities who are working on solving the infamous Delphi murder cases. So Crime Online previously reported that Lafayette authorities received a report about a missing child on April 19th near Park Avenue. The child's parents had called for help after their 9-year-old had been missing for about 30 minutes, and it was after 7 p.m. What is your 9-year-old doing outside after 7 p.m.? Like, whatever. Anyway, while questioned, I don't want to shame the victims. I'm sure that they're, whatever. But while questioning neighbors, several of them told officers that the child's next door neighbor, James Brian Chadwell II, said he saw the girl after she disappeared. And so the officers went over to Chadwell's house. He denied knowing the victim's whereabouts, but he did say that she'd been by his home earlier and left. So he did give them permission to search his home. And according to the Journal and Courier, authorities searched throughout the home, including the basement, which had a chain lock on the door. Officers got the door open and heard a child crying from the bottom of the basement stairs. So then the little girl was locked up at the bottom of the stairs and told the officers that Chadwell had tried to kill her. She had supposedly bruises all over her body, strangulation marks on her neck, and dog bites on her leg. According to court documents, Chadwell lured the little girl inside his home by offering to let her pet his dogs. During his hearing on Monday, Chadwell asked who he could speak to about a mental evaluation. The Journal and Courier reports that Carroll County Sheriff Toby Leesenby confirmed that authorities are looking into Chadwell as a possible connection to the Delphi murders, but he has not been named a suspect or a person of interest in that case as of right now. Anyone with information about the Delphi murders should call the Delphi Homicide Investigation Tip Line at 844-459-5786, the Indiana State Police at 800-382-7537, or the Carroll County Sheriff's Department at 765-564-2413. On Monday, prosecutors charged Chadwell with attempted murder along with the charges of child molestation, attempting child molestation, battery resulting in serious bodily injury, criminal confinement, and strangulation. They also filed a sentence enhancing charge of the suspects being a habitual offender, which could add up to 20 years to Chadwell's sentence if he is convicted. And I don't see why he wouldn't be convicted. She's freaking found in his basement, for crying out loud. What defense can you possibly give for that? Anyway, guys, so this has been our very first The Headlines. I hope you enjoyed it. It's going to be every Friday at 3 p.m., give or take, you know. And you may not always see me. It might be someone else. I might have some people join me. But these should be, you know, I'm thinking there's going to be about 30 minutes each time, maybe 45 minutes, depending on how many cases I talk about. And again, like I said, if you'd like to share a case with us that happened in the week prior, drop us a note at goodwivesdish@gmail.com, and you might get a shout out on the show, and you might get a prize. So, you know, guys, we've got a lot coming down the pipeline. We're going to be returning to doing some live videos and some pre-taped videos. We just did an interview with the Crime Broads. If you have not checked that out, if you've been following the Missy Beavers case, you definitely should check out that. I put that up on our YouTube, Murder by Design. You guys can check out that over there. Also, we are going to be kicking off our Good Wives Guide to True Crime again. I think it's going to happen at the end of March or end of May. Sorry, I'm in the weirdest month. I hate May and March. I always get them mixed up with the M's. Anyway, so we'll be kicking that off at the end of the month, and we're going to be starting off with a really big case, Chris Watts. So you're going to hear all of our thoughts and feelings about that. We've done a pretty big dive on that. We also even spoke with one of the authors of one of the books about him, My Daddy is a Hero, by Alina Darhali. She was very informative. So you guys are definitely going to want to come back and start checking out all the things that we're going to be doing. It's going to be an amazing May. Don't forget to go get your tickets for the Cocktails and Criminals event. You're definitely not going to want to miss that. I'm telling you, it's going to be epic. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay dry, stay safe. Have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime one dish at a time. Bye, guys.